Hi guys, and welcome to my weight loss journey. Today I'm going to go over my program information given to me by my doctor and my nutritionist. Everyone's programs are different and you should follow your doctor's program. This is just my program and examples that you can so that you can see what you have to look forward to. Let's start with some lifelong guidelines. You want to focus on drinking water, non-carbonated beverages, sugar-free and decaffeinated beverages to stay hydrated. Many people don't stay hydrated after surgery and end up needing IVs. There are these liquid IV packs. They're like a mix that you can mix with water. You can buy them on like Amazon and like GNC, places like that, and they help you stay hydrated. You can also drink like Gatorade Zero or I think they have a Powerade Zero also that has like no sugar. That will help. Don't eat and drink at the same time. You want to wait 30 minutes after eating to drink liquids. There's an app that I use called Berrytastic, which is you can like log your food, your drinks. It also has like a timer to set to help remind you when you can drink, when you shouldn't drink. I use it. It's been pretty helpful for me. You want to also follow a nutrient-rich diet, limiting junk food, processed food, foods with like high fat content, sugars. Eat when you're hungry. I know this is my biggest issue because like I eat when I'm emotional, I eat when I'm happy, when I'm sad, when I'm bored. I could just be thirsty and instead I just want to eat something. That's my problem. I've also included a hunger scale that I'll show you a little later. You want to slow down when you eat and chew your food thoroughly. The Berrytastic app also has a timer for like chewing and eating that you can utilize. After surgery, once you're cleared by your doctor, of course, you want to make sure that you stay active. Even if all you're doing is just walking, you just want to make sure you're staying active. Vitamins and minerals are very important to keep up with as well. You may want to join a support group. A lot of weight loss programs have support groups you can go to. I know there's a lot of different support groups on Facebook as well. Always enter at your own risk with those. So phase 1 of pre-op diet, this is my nutritionist wanted me to start as soon as possible. It helped with transitioning to phase 2 pre-op diet and the post-op diets. I started this, I believe, in March when I first started seeing her, when I first started the program. So phase 1, you want to fill half of your plate with non-starchy vegetables, a quarter of your plate with whole grains and starchy vegetables such as potatoes, corn, beans, bread, and a quarter of your plate with a lean protein such as fish or chicken or turkey. My program, they wanted me to start with 1 protein shake a day and 2 meals, and they wanted me to have those meals on like a salad-sized plate. And then phase 2 started 2 weeks before my surgery date. And phase 2 is pretty much the same thing as phase 1, except there's no starchy vegetables, grains, breads, or pastas. And my nutritionist wanted me to go to 2 protein shakes a day and 1 meal on that same side salad size plate, and to limit my carbs as much as possible. Foods not allowed during phase 2 are like starchy, high carb veggies such as corns, peas, potatoes, beans, no sugary beverages, carbonated beverages, no milk, cheese, yogurt, fruit, shellfish, or red meat. 24 hours before my surgery, I had to do a liquid diet. I know some people's programs, they have to do a liquid diet for 2 weeks. So mine was only 24 hours before the day of my surgery. This is just an example of a schedule for the day. You can have your protein drinks made with water, so no milk-based protein drinks, decaf coffee or tea, low sodium broths, sugar-free jellos, flavor-infused waters. I drink a lot of Crystal Light, and sugar-free popsicles. So after surgery, there are different phases you have to follow. So in my program, clear liquids would be day 1 and 2 after surgery. So you could have your decaf coffee, decaf tea, obviously water, non-carbonated, sugar-free drinks, Crystal Light, low-sodium broth, sugar-free popsicles, sugar-free jello. And then on day 3, you would begin your full liquid diet, which is basically everything on your clear liquid diet. Plus you could have the sugar-free pudding, whey protein powder, skim milk, non-fat Greek or low-sugar yogurts, fat-free or low-fat cream soups. And then starting on day 10 after surgery would be the pureed foods. So everything from the clear liquid diet and the full liquid diet, and you can add fat-free, low-fat cottage cheese, fat-free, low-fat ricotta cheese, cooked beans, non-fat refried beans, hummus, eggs, grits, avocados, cream of wheat, oatmeal, and like ground meats, poultry, moist fish. Then we would advance to soft foods as tolerated. So I could add fat-free, low-fat cheeses, tender meats, thin sliced deli meats, pastas, soft tortillas, peeled soft fruits. And then solid food, I can start on 4th or 6th weeks as tolerated after surgery. Obviously, you want to have a healthy, balanced diet, making sure you have enough protein, no junk foods, processed foods, and you want to continue to use your small plates and utensils to help you with the portions. I know that I was told to stay around 2 ounces in the beginning, and I think depending on how I feel in my stomach, I think the lady said no more than 4 ounces. I'll have to double check on that. So here's just an example of some pureed foods like mashed potatoes, applesauce, like canned green beans. Also, you can use your blender or your food processor to puree foods. So if you have a meal you made for your family, they can eat it and you can just puree it as long as it's not a lot of fat or carbs or sugars. And here's the hunger gauge to help you identify your hunger and how hungry you actually are. I use this a lot, and I'll go over each one. So 0 is starving. You'll eat anything at this point. 1, you are so hungry you want everything on the menu. 2, you're over hungry, very preoccupied with hunger. 3, you're hungry, urge to eat is strong. 4, a little hungry, you could wait, but you know you'll be getting hungry soon. 5, you're neutral, not really hungry, not really full. 6, no longer hungry, but you could definitely eat more. 7, hunger is gone, stop eating, and you're good for 3 to 4 hours. 8, not uncomfortable, but eaten a full belly of food. 9, starting to get uncomfortable. And 10, stuff like a Thanksgiving meal has just been eaten. And you want to try eating at a 3 and ending at a 7. Protein shakes and protein powders and pre-made proteins. My doctor and nutritionist both stressed isolated whey protein or isolated soy protein. And they gave me a whole list of different protein powders. And the cost is on there also, but I've noticed a lot of these costs are a little different in the stores. Here's another list. I've tried a lot of the Isopure ones, including like the Isopure Carb Unflavored, which is made with the Splenda, and you can like throw it in like your broths during your clear liquid phase. Make sure you're getting your protein in. The Centrex Nectar Whey Protein Isolate. There are tons of flavors. I especially like them because they have a lot of fruity flavors. I'm more of a fruity flavor person than the sweets with like the vanilla and the chocolate. And I've also tried the pre-made Ensure Max proteins. I like the vanilla one's okay. The peaches and cream one's okay. I haven't had the strawberry yet. I haven't been able to find it. The Protein 2.0 protein infused water, I like those. I have a lot of those. I drink mostly the infused water protein powders. I also drink the Gatorade Zero, and I put some of the unflavored isolate protein in that. It kind of makes my own protein shake. And vitamins. So option one's the easiest, and that's the one I go with. I have a multivitamin supplement that's made specifically for bariatric patients. They are a little bit more expensive, but when you really take a look at all the other things you have to buy in order to get the correct amount of supplements or the vitamins and minerals that you need, it really ends up being the same price. So like a schedule example would be like at 8 a.m. you take one dose of your multivitamin. 2 to 4 hours later, you're going to take your calcium, and then another 2 to 4 hours later, you take another calcium. Option 2 for me would never work because this schedule is just way too much for me personally. You could get like the over-the-counter vitamins, then you have to get your iron, then you have to get your B12 and your B1, along with your calcium on top of that. So you're taking your vitamin, and then every other day an iron, and then once per week of B1, once per week of B12, then 2 to 4 hours you have to take your calcium, another 2 to 4 hours take another multivitamin, another 2 to 4 hours take another calcium. That's just too much for me to remember. I know a lot of people have experienced hair loss. And so I added this slide. So to prevent your hair loss, you want to eat your food. So your oysters, beef, turkey, the dark meat, lentils, beans, spinach, lamb, nuts, seeds, cheese, yogurt, tofu, eggs. Get your protein in and make sure you take your vitamins, and it will limit your hair loss. My surgery date is September 26th of this year. And I will be adding another video to kind of give you my story, my history, starting weight, my insurance requirements. The insurance drama is real, pricing, recipes, and more.